Bienvenidos, welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. As you can see, my voice sounds a little bit weird. I kind of have a scratchy throat and feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I apologize if it sounds a little bit off. Anyways, with that being said, today I'm going to show you how to make what I consider to be one of the most legendary recipes that hail from Spain. We're talking swordfish with a tomato sauce. Now, I remember the first time I tried this dish, it was many years ago in the region of Andalusia in the south of Spain, but more specifically the city of Malaga. And let me tell you, when I took that first bite, it completely blew me away, folks. Not only is this recipe very easy to make and has a great flavor, but it truly showcases what an incredible fish swordfish really is. Really quick before we begin, just want to let you know that this recipe was requested by one of my subscribers, Maria Martin. So Maria, this one is for you. Let's begin by finely grating between 4 to 5 medium-sized tomatoes to end up with 1 cup of finely grated tomato sauce. Of course, you can substitute this for the same amount of canned tomato sauce or passata, but by finely grating the tomatoes, it really gives this dish that authentic Spanish touch. And we'll also grab 4 cloves of garlic and remove the skins from each clove. For the next step, I'm going to grab a small fry pan, heat it with a medium heat, and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. Then we'll immediately add in our cloves of garlic into the pan, and we'll mix the cloves of garlic around with the olive oil. It's very important to mix this continuously, that way the cloves don't brown too quickly and they all evenly saute. Basically what we're doing here is we're just infusing the olive oil with the garlic, which is what's going to give this tomato sauce that incredible pop of garlic goodness. After about 3 minutes and the cloves of garlic are lightly sauteed, I'm going to remove them from the pan and discard them for the rest of the recipe. However, do not toss them away. Eat these with a piece of baguette for an incredible treat. Then I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika into the pan, which is 1.15 grams. And we'll give it a mix, that way the paprika can incorporate into the olive oil, and you want to do this pretty quickly, otherwise the paprika can easily get a bitter flavor. Then we'll add in our 1 cup of finely grated tomato sauce, which once again is 225 grams, and season it with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. No need to add sugar here, as the sweet smoked Spanish paprika will cut the acid from the tomatoes. And we'll give this a mix, that way everything's evenly mixed together. Now the paprika I'm using to make this recipe is from Kiva. Like I've told you in the past, this is one of the greatest Spanish paprikas out there. It's got an incredible depth of flavors. You'll find a link where you can get some in the description box below, and if you buy it from that link, you'll get 25% off your order. Once the tomato sauce is well mixed, I'm going to lower the fire to a low heat, and we're going to let this sit here and simmer while we move on to the next step of the recipe. This is going to help all the flavors develop in the tomato sauce, as well as for that finely grated tomato to really thicken up. I'm going to grab a non-stick grilling pan and heat it with a medium-high heat. You can also use a regular fry pan here. Just make sure that it's non-stick. With the technique we're going to cook the fish in, if you don't use non-stick, it's going to stick to the pan. All right, let's move on to the star of the show, the swordfish. I have 2 swordfish steaks here. These are fresh, and they're 225 grams each, which is about 8 ounces each. You can also use frozen here. Just make sure you thaw it out beforehand. I'm going to pat down the steaks with some paper towels to remove any of the excess moisture in the fish. And then we'll brush a kiss of extra virgin olive oil all over the swordfish steaks and season them with sea salt and black pepper, and you want to do this on both sides. Once the swordfish steaks are ready to go, let's move back to the grilling pan. As you can see, it's nice and hot. For the next step, I'm going to add in the swordfish steaks into the grilling pan, making sure they're in a single layer. Now the thickness of these swordfish fillets are 1/2 inch thick, which is about 1 1/4 centimeters. So I'm going to go between 90 seconds to 2 minutes per side. This is going to perfectly cook it through, but without overcooking it. That way it just melts in your mouth. You know, if you overcook swordfish, it has a horrible tough texture to it. If you want yours to be a little bit more transparent, go 30 seconds less. And of course, if your swordfish steaks are a little bit thicker, add in 30 to 60 seconds more. That way it's fully cooked through, but once again, you don't want to overcook it. Otherwise, it easily gets a tough texture to it. Once the swordfish steaks are perfectly cooked through, I'm going to remove the pan from the heat and transfer the swordfish steaks into a serving dish. Alright, let's move back to our simmering tomato sauce. As you can see, it's really thickened up and all the flavors have developed. I'm going to remove it from the heat, add the tomato sauce over the swordfish steaks, And we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped fresh parsley. Check it out, our Spanish swordfish with tomato sauce is done. This is known here in Spain as Emperador con tomate. So easy to make, beautiful presentations, and that tomato sauce with that smoky flavor really takes it to the next level. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Now this is what classic Spanish food is all about, grabbing basic and minimal ingredients and creating such a beautiful dish. Here we go. It's just as good as when the first time that I had it in the city of Malaga. The swordfish is beautifully cooked. It's fully cooked through, but it melts in your mouth. You know, certain people like it to be a little bit transparent. That's definitely not my jam. Between 90 seconds to 2 minutes per side for perfection in that swordfish. And then the tomato sauce with the paprika and that garlic flavor. Explosion of so much goodness, folks. A classic dish from the south of Spain. Give this a try. Serve it next to some roasted potatoes and asparagus for one heck of a great meal. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Maybeth Robles, William Judd, Patricia Salem, Manuel J. Rosales, Edward J. Harrison, and David Houston. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon and you'd like to support the show, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. That way our Spain on a Fork community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego.